Welcome guests to a very special edition of Wino with Rhino, where we normally meet very important and interesting people, successful people that are, somebody you'd want to hear from. Today we thought we'd switch it up, go a different direction. Today's special guest, and I mean special, Bryce Olivier.
Hi, how's it going?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. How are you?
That's great. I'm fantastic.
That's good.
Yeah.
So Bryce and I have a shtick. If you didn't know, he's my son for the most part. And
that we know.
That hasn't been verified or proven. We're going to do that after.
Yeah.
But basically when we get together, our target audience is literally ourselves. So that's really what this particular episode is going to be about. It's not for you guys. It's for us.
We're going to be all the views.
Yes. Yeah. So please don't be offended when you are looking for content and you're watching this and you're like, yeah, this is not at all of interest to me.
But if you're one of us, you are going to love this content.
Yes, if you're one of the two of us, you're going to have a really fun time watching this back. So to get on brand, if you will, with Wino with Rhino, as with every episode and every guest, we think through their connection or my connection to them, things we have in common, why you might be sitting here, why it might be of interest. And we typically like to kick it off, a little icebreaker, with an alcohol or a beverage we share. It can be anything. And today we chose Eagle Rare. Why don't you talk a little bit about that or why we might be drinking that?
Well, so it was in his cabinet. It was the first one we saw. So we picked it. And that's the connection there. It's on brand for us because typically we go to the cabinet and pick out the first bottle we see. So,
and folks, that is the level of depth you can expect for the rest of this ride.
That's
right
what
there.
Most of my relationships have said as well. But yeah, we're big whiskey drinkers. My love of whiskey definitely comes from you, and I've been experimenting with whiskey, just whiskey, and I've loved whenever I come over and you pour something new and I get to adapt that taste a lot. And Eagle Rare was one that I was like, damn, this is good. And you're like, yeah, there's a reason it's called Rare.
And Eagle.
Yeah. Super Bowl themed episode.
Oof.
Eagles Rare.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm.
You could do branding for them. Sarah, get on that.
Yeah, so of course, anybody that knows me or actually watches this show knows that I have an affinity for the finer spirits and different alcohols and wines. One of the things with whiskey, obviously I started out with Scotch and then now I'm all over the place with it. But Eagle Rare is made at Buffalo Trace here in Kentucky. Wait.
This is Louisiana.
Yeah. Well, I meant here globally, like the U.S.
Was there a city called Kentucky in Louisiana?
No.
Like Paris?
There's not. Well, I don't think so. I don't know if that's been proven yet. But there's a state in this country where they make bourbon.
Oh, what is it?
It's called Kentucky. And, Eagle Rare's made there. So anyway, like Bryce said, he just graduated from college. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Big deal. We didn't know he'd make it through grade school, but he actually made it all the way through college.
He got rocky there for a little bit.
Really lowered their standards at LSU. But congratulations nonetheless.
Thank you.
But through the years, he'd come over to the house with his partners and everything, and they're like, man, do you have any Crown Royal? I'm like, Crown Royal? Yes, I do, and it's just for y'all. It's the only reason I have it.
Yeah, I think you had an abundance of Crown Royal, and they were like, man, Mr. Robbie loves Crown Royal.
No, it's just for the guests that I don't like. Really. Yeah. And Canadians.
Well, yeah, I don't know too many of those. Maybe Ebenezer.
Wow.
There's a shout out.
Too far. So anyway, when Bryce would just come over himself, we'd break out the other stuff like, hey, taste the difference. And then I watched him develop his palate and become the sophisticated man you are today, I would say.
Yeah. It's the sophistication is if you drink a lot of it, it's really good.
Yeah, and you become even more sophisticated.
Yeah, it's just so good when it hits your lips.
Right. So a little bit about Bryce. I've known you for how long now? Would you say about 23 and a half years?
Are you counting the time I used to live in? Can I say that?
Yeah, you say it.
Counting the time I used to live in your balls?
Yes. Okay. Gotta go all the way back to that. So I don't.
Yeah. So I don't even know.
Do you remember? Do you recall?
I think it was very dark. A lot of exercise. We swam a lot.
I didn't tan very much.
It was a itty bitty living space.
Ouch. You mean comparatively to this
now?
room.
Now, maybe it's probably the same size as the apartment in Chicago. So,
yeah, not as cozy.
No,
not as cozy.
I mean, there's heaters there, but it was a lot warmer in the other place.
So way more rodents.
Yeah.
I would say in Chicago.
Yeah. Well, oh.
So now that we've completely lost the audience, we haven't even started yet. So Bryce did graduate in computer science from LSU, and very excited to announce he is going to be starting his career in Chicago, which is one of our favorite cities. We're both massive Cubs fans. Spent a lot of time going to ball games up at Wrigley, and Chicago is kind of like a second home almost for us. So kind of a dream come true for both of us that Bryce gets to cut his path and start his journey over there. So super excited. He actually moves Friday.
Mm-hmm.
He already started his job with a great company called Ahead.
Yep.
So tell us about it. What are you going to do?
It's fantastic. Well, I'm a little nervous. They're going to find out I'm an imposter like Mike Ross from Suits. They're going to be like, he didn't go to LSU, which wouldn't be hard to fake.
We'll edit that part out of this so they won't
Okay,
know.
good. But yeah, it's great. It's an IT consulting company, so we'll do things like cloud migration. We'll go in and that's about the response I get. It's good you did that because I don't know what I was going to say next.
Riveting stuff.
Yeah. I hope they're not watching this. Like, there's not a quiz because I don't think I can fully understand. I do a very small part of what the company does.
So as an engineer that has spent a career trying to explain to people what I do and them falling asleep as I was talking to them, use words like software engineer. We solve problems and make sure you don't die.
Yeah, it's not as extreme, I don't think. It's like so that you can, watch movies better, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's nice too.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, you won't die without us, but, you might feel like you want to. So there's that.
Yeah, if you don't have internet.
Yeah. This is really, if you don't have internet, it's not a good place for you to go. I wouldn't recommend business if you didn't have internet.
No, or, fun. So, shifting gears a little bit, what made you decide to go into computer science?
It's a guy who used to work here, actually, Brian Blanchard. I used to pressure wash the parking lots, which was exciting. It was awesome. And one day I was pressure washing. It was 2020, just graduated high school, and Brian came out and we were talking. I think Alex was out there as well, and took a little break and I was talking to them. And Brian's like, "What are you going into?" And I said, "I think I'm going into," as like undecided at that point. Or no, this was when I was business. I decided I was going business. And Brian goes, "Well, like, you like video games and stuff?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I love it." And he goes, "Check out computer science, man." And I was like, "What is that?" And he goes, "I'll send you some videos, but it's basically like the behind the scenes of the internet technology, right? It's like the building blocks of how that works." He's like, "I'll send you some videos that are a little easier to understand to get you started. But I mean, if you're big into stuff like that, this might be more interesting for you than like business." And I was like, "Okay, I'll check it out." And so I went home, I checked it out for about a week. Right after I was done watching about 207 videos, I went and scheduled a meeting and changed my major. And actually, it's so funny. He reached out a couple of days ago and was like, "Hey man, glad you got a job." And I was like, "Dude, this is all because of you. Like, if we didn't have that talk, I wouldn't have gone into computer science." So
well, I really hate to give him that much credit. But Brian's a great guy. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Stuff. So you changed your major, starting to gain a little traction academically because you were actually connected to the subject matter.
Yeah.
Right. Start to excel there academically. Again, great shock to us all because you could barely read.
No, yeah. They didn't. They would ask me what my grades were, and I couldn't tell them. I didn't know what letters those were.
Yeah, didn't know what they meant.
After B, I just it passes me.
It's not important,
Yeah.
right? But then as you were getting closer, like, holy shit, I'm actually going to graduate and I got to go out and be a contributing member to society. What were you looking to do? What was your motivation? So give me like top 2 or 3 things what was really important to you to accomplish as you graduated and where you want to start with your career.
My biggest thing is I wanted to be uncomfortable, because if you're comfortable, you're not growing. And it bothers me to see so many people get complacent in what they're doing, especially so early on. So I was like, I'm young, I need to stay uncomfortable because that's the only way to grow. And so my big thing, that's why I wanted to move. I didn't want to stay in Baton Rouge. I wanted to go somewhere new because you get immersed into that. And I think that'll really mold you. That pressure molds you. Another thing is I wanted to feel like I was doing something that mattered. I didn't want to just sit and plug on Excel sheets all day. That wasn't appealing to me. But I wanted to contribute and make people's lives easier. And so those two things were big motivators, the uncomfort and me doing something that actually matters.
Beautiful. Love that. You must have been raised right.
I'd never met my father.
Mm.
Again, it's not proven, so.
It's fair. Actually, have you met your mother?
I think.
Yeah. You don't know.
This one time in Tahiti.
Wow.
No, that's strange. That was not the right response there, I don't think.
So rare that you do have it. So another factor is location of where you were starting this here career. So what motivated you to Chicago, or, just generally anywhere but here?
Yeah, well, anywhere but here was the location. That was it asked me if you would like to relocate, where would it be? And the whole map was blue except for Baton Rouge. Or we're at green. I don't know what the selection color was. Yeah. No, but I thought I was going to go to Texas. That seemed the most attainable. Chicago was my number one on the list, but I was like, I have so few connections there. I don't really know how I'm going to break that. So I honestly thought I was going to Texas. Would have been a much simpler move for everybody. But the dream location was Chicago, and it just kind of happened to work out through a family friend who works at the company, and he was like, "Hey, we're looking for software engineers. Give it a shot, see what happens." And then winded up beating over 4,000 applicants. It was awesome.
There were 4,000 applicants. How many did they take?
13.
And how many of them were from Chicago?
12. At the time. They 12 that have been there since at least 2018. So
that's wild.
Yeah.
That's absolutely wild.
What was crazier to me is they were like, I don't know if I'm giving trade secrets, but they were like, we're looking specifically for Chicago because we want these people to work in the Chicago office. Mm-hmm. And so the search was really filtered to like, we want to mainly hire Chicago people. That was the one that sneaked in there. And I was like, that kind of mattered a little bit more to me because I broke their search result, right? I was outside of the bounds of what they were looking for, and they still brought me in, which I was very grateful for.
Yeah. That's exciting stuff. So what made you not want to stay around here?
The comfort thing, right? Because I have everything here. I mean, I feel like if I stay here, I'm going to kind of be babied, so to speak. And it's because I'm so close to you, to my mom, to all my family. I think I need that little separation for a second to go learn from somewhere else, because I've learned from all of y'all a lot. And I don't think you need to drink all your knowledge from one well. I think you need to get out there and find some more sources.
Just in that scenario, I'm a well?
Yes.
Okay.
You're part of a well.
Okay.
Yeah, much bigger well.
I'm just envisioning like all of the wisdom is the water at the bottom, and you're just pulling it up in a bucket and drinking out of the bucket.
There's barely any water in it. But,
it's like a dry well.
Yeah.
So you've tapped out. That's where you're leaving.
Yeah, unless I got down there with a shovel. But
it's like the Highlander. There can be only one.
I've never seen it, but I get that quote.
Do you, though?
Kind of.
All right.
That's like Highland Road?
Yeah, it's like Highland Road.
It was filmed
there. Can be only one.
Oh.
Yeah, because there's two.
Highland Road's very Scottish if you think about it. I don't know.
I've never actually spent any time on that one.
Yeah, I've thought about it. Every time I drive on Highland, actually, I think, I'm on Highland Road or whatever Scottish people say.
That's not a Scottish accent.
I don't know.
If I can do that again, I don't even know what that was.
I don't think I can.
We don't do impersonations until the third hour.
Oh, yeah. The third act?
Yeah.
This one, we cut a hard line. We're like, go to the bathroom or pause it or something, and then come back. We're doing impressions.
Before you go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, don't pause it after you go to the bathroom. It's inefficient.
Yes, very much so. So you have 3 sisters.
Yes.
All halves.
Mm-hmm. So no, they're full sisters.
So you have 1.5.
Yeah,
sisters.
They're not fully related. They're
to each other.
They're entire sisters, though. I don't have just like 3 halves of sisters. It doesn't total to 1.5 sister. It totals to 3 sisters.
That's not how math works.
You said I have 3 half sisters. So if you put all the halves together, it'd be
so
1.5
that means you have
sisters.
1.5 of relation.
Yes. Yeah. But all the love.
As if they were real people.
Yeah. Which they're not. No. Yes, I do. And they're all fantastic.
Are they?
2 of them are fantastic. No, but it's awesome because I think they're all very, very different. And it's unique when I hang out with each one of them separately. Like my sister Caroline very much takes after her mother, and I'm her only sibling. And so I think we have a closer bond than the other 2, but just because I feel like the other 2 split me for most of the time we're hanging out. But so like Caroline and I have inside jokes, and she's a little older, so by like a year. But we have a kind of a closer bond for now. I'm sure it'll kind of even out as the other 2 get older. But when I have one-on-one time with Hattie and Sadie, those are the other 2. Those are your daughters.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. Wanted to give you credit. We do know about those, and it's very unique to see their personalities because they're just starting to really show it. Like you can kind of tell early on how they're going to turn out, but now they're polar opposites. It's awesome. Hattie's very social and athletic, and then Sadie's a nerd like me, so it's really funny to interact with them because it's like a little cast of characters, and we're all very out there, all very personable.
Yep, very out there.
Yeah.
That is correct. Yeah. Yep. So, total background. So we'll get really personal now. Bryce was born in 2001, somewhere between January and December.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's between
It's
those
probably
months,
in there. Yeah.
I think. Yeah. And then me, you, and your mother immediately moved. Pretty much like a month later, 2 months later.
I don't
December.
remember.
It was in
but
December. Well, you should. You were there.
Yeah.
Moved to Houston. I worked offshore for most of that first year. It was a very trying time. You and Mom moved back, and I stayed back for 4 or 5 years. Came home every other weekend. For you, that wonderful drive down I-10 between Houston and Baton Rouge.
I've heard it's lovely.
It's absolutely
There's
fantastic.
postcards for it.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I moved back. We have a very small little townhome, and you're living with your mom at her grandparents.
Yeah, so my great-grandparents.
Yeah, so you knew what it meant to be broke.
I didn't know. It was hidden very well. Either that or I'm oblivious, which I think the latter is more true.
That checks, yeah.
Yeah. But it's so funny looking back. Like, I never knew that because I often got what I would have asked for, and I think that was because you guys were working so hard, both you and my mom, working so hard to keep me happy. And not that I was asking for much, but like we would eat cereal for dinner, and I thought that was like hell yeah, you know what I mean? And it was because we didn't have any other food, but it was electric.
Actually, wasn't cereal, it was Meow Mix.
Oh, it tasted really good. That's why I can't find it.
Yeah,
So I've been looking for that sensation.
All the wrong places.
Yeah.
Just like love.
Yeah, but like when you brought the lightsaber, yeah, that's
You
a
got
cheap
it.
shot.
Yeah, no,
It took
well,
a second.
you know,
I was
it did.
mid-thought.
Yep.
Okay. I gotta move on. But you brought lightsaber spoons home, these cheap little plastic lightsaber spoons. I don't think we have them anymore, and if we
No.
do, they don't work. But they would, like, the hilt was the little handle, and the rest would light up, and that was insane. And it was probably like $2, but I was like, these are awesome. But that's what kept me happy. It was lightsaber spoons.
That's perfect. And Thundercats.
Thundercats. Oh my god, no one ever gets those references. When
No,
they
they
make them.
don't. That's really ideal.
I'm stuck in like a time loop, where people don't get my references.
So, which is really important to stand-up comedy, is when no
Yeah.
one in the audience gets your material. So we hadn't even talked about
Yeah, we
that
didn't
yet.
mention that.
So you have ventured your way. So you've always been somewhat of a performer, choir. Then you've done a little bit of acting, and
Yeah.
you've done some performances.
Well, I got that from you. You're also a performer. People don't know that.
Yes, but I was actually never comfortable on stage performing to where you like, holy cow, like you are alive up there.
Yeah, it's very strange because I don't feel that way in normal life. I get very anxious in normal life, but when I'm on the stage and I've prepared, it's so much more comfortable than like sitting there talking to somebody. And I don't know why that is. I think it's because I feel like I'm showing off a little bit. Because if you give in, I think, God, I can't even remember who told me, but they were like, dude, it's so much more impressive if you just lock in up there and like nobody knows you and they're like, wow, that was crazy. That dude just pulled that off. So that's what I think when I'm up there. I'm thinking this impression is going to be awesome if I just kill it. Like kill the nerves while you're up there, do your job and put on a performance. And that's what the difference is for me. I think there's nothing for me to gain by not being socially awkward in everyday life besides a lot of stress. So save my social awkwardness for the important things and then lose it and shed it for the extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've gotten some reps. You've done some actual open mic nights.
I think I have 6 in total, which isn't a lot because I've been pretty busy.
But by comparison of a lot of the other people that were up there doing stand-up at open mic.
This is going out to everybody. They were great. They were fantastic.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be watching this. But,
Okay. They weren't that great.
But no, it was actually it was good. You definitely have a knack for it. So are you going to be taking your talents to like Second City or anything while you're up in Chicago?
I'll try to apply. I'm not sure how much extra work Second City's going to be because it is a production. I haven't gone and seen it yet, but it's been described to me by the people up there, and they're like, "Yeah, dude, it's like SNL minor leagues."
Yeah.
And so you have to apply. You have to do all that. I'm going to definitely scope out some open mic nights. I'm going to live 2 blocks down from the LSU alumni bar, which is really cool. Dude either works there or owns it, does stand up. And so
that's fun.
I thought that'd be a fun little introduction to that. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
There's
exciting.
a lot of things that just clicked. That just kind of lined up.
I like
so
that.
we'll see if the dominoes continue to fall over.
So as cards and culture continues to grow and overtake the hobby and become the behemoth that it is destined to become, are you going to come back when we do like a special night and do a little see it and
absolutely.
do a little stand up?
Absolutely. I mean, I've been super anxious lately. I don't think I've done stand up in like 5 months.
But
So
you
it's
did
been a
say you're
while.
committed to being uncomfortable.
No,
So
I am.
We would love to provide that for you.
I am. I don't think it's. I did say uncomfort. I think it's more busy than uncomfort. But uncomfort in the fact that tacking that on would destroy some other things I'm doing. We're
goodness.
just at a focus level.
Oh yeah. Right now, obviously.
Yeah. And so once I'm settled up there and I've gotten into my groove, I think it'll be great to go to do a stand-up show where y'all aren't there, so I can test
Thanks.
out some
I'd
more risky
appreciate
material.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I did make you not come to one time.
You
That
did.
was-
I was a little upset.
that
And you
was
were dating a girl, and she
Ah.
was going, "No, put that wherever you like."
I was going to.
And you're like, "No, you can't. You can't come to this show."
I mean, that's awkward. It was like our second date at the time, so I didn't want
That's where
to.
the humor would have been, is how uncomfortable it would have made you.
I mean, I did kill it. She did tell me, she was like, "This would have been over if you bombed," and I go, "I like pressure," so
And then how did it work out after that?
it didn't.
It bombed anyway. Yeah.
Yeah,
So moral of that story is,
it's all good in the beginning.
so stupid.
Is that not the right one?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know, understand your words.
I don't either.
That's good. That's good. That's terrible.
I don't know. I was yes-anding you.
Huh. All right. I don't know where to go from that. So, computer science, software engineer.
Good pivot.
I'm not pivoted yet. You'll see. It's
Okay.
going to land.
Okay.
So how many times since, I guess, you've been interested in the world of computer science and programming and things like that, have you felt like you can contribute maybe in a different way to a solution? You've done a lot of projects here at Sigma where, we didn't really, like, you're adding a different angle there. We don't have, a bunch of computer science folks here. So to me, when I was going through engineering school, I would hear about all these different things. I'm like, oh, hey, I'm actually developing a skill set that I can actually solve those kinds of problems for people. So, and as you and I are similar in that style, so what are some areas where you're like, holy shit, I'm super excited to develop my skills so I can contribute to something, a cool project, or are there any you're already working on?
Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of dodge your question a little bit.
Perfect. I like that.
Yeah.
That's ideal.
I like to state it first.
Yeah.
I think politicians should do that more. Is state when they're about to dodge questions. Just so everybody knows. I mean, we already know.
And like just matter of factly, not break character. Like, look, I appreciate that question. What I'm
Yeah.
about to do is not even come close to answer.
And then make a joke about it that derails
Yeah.
the conversation.
Yeah.
What was your question? Okay. But I think commonly misunderstood about computer science is when you go get a degree in it, you're not learning necessarily how to code. You're learning how to think. and they say at a head through the weeks I've been there, 3 I think now, they say, I mean, we pay you to think, right? So like if you're thinking, you're working, and through that you realize that we weren't taught how to code, we weren't taught how to, really get into the weeds of the niche technical stuff. We were taught how to think programmatically or think with patterns and just come up with creative solutions to problems, because you need those, because there's such weird ways technology works. So when you can come up with those problems with technology, you can end up solving some pretty cool stuff in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
I have no examples.
That's also ideal.
Yeah.
I like that you can't ground any of that.
Yeah, no, but I'll try to think of something here. Like, this is just a small thing, but we were tasked here with building Adam, my old boss, Adam Hawley, great boss.
You were building Adam?
We were building Adam, and we were going to build him better, stronger. But Adam had been working on this thing since before he was my boss. He wanted to get like a map thing going to where we would know where people sit. Because, I mean, as you know, a lot of people here at Sigma have moved around a ton. Just location-wise, where their desk is, nobody can find anybody sometimes, and it's expanding rapidly. And so Adam was like, hey, if we can revive this, cool. I mean, I couldn't get it approved, but let's see if we can do anything with it. And so I made this interactive map, which was cool. It solved a problem, but it updates based on, like, the new user hire stuff, right? So if we get new users, they're automatically in there as long as we keep it up to date. And so my legacy here is more than just that, but there's a map that will always be up, always be interactive. I've left them with instructions on how to do it when we buy more buildings, but it's a pretty cool. It's yeah. Like you can click where locations are, see who's sitting there. Really interesting.
Yeah, well, you're hitting on something there for me. So as an engineer, especially back then, the stereotype on engineers was very much, we're black and white, super analytical, super logical, also kind of condescending, think we're always right. That's about it.
Yeah, I don't hear anything wrong there.
Yeah, no, that was, they were nailing it back then with the stereotypes.
Yeah.
But what I always found fascinating, because I was raised by a mechanical engineer, as were you. But my mother also really drove home the more like kind of dreamer, visionary. Yeah, we got light effects in
Distracted.
here. Yep,
like
we're just entering the second phase. Yeah. It's going to be completely dark in 45 minutes. We'll be in the dark.
It'll be great.
Yep.
I'm excited.
I was going to make a joke that would have been wildly inappropriate.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Yeah, you're technically at work.
That doesn't matter. That only makes it worse. Yeah, so the knock was engineers, 1, are boring, and 2, just black and white, like all robotic or whatever. And as I was going through school, I didn't make the best grades. I didn't make bad grades, but there were clearly people that got it more than I did at the time, where I really thought I want to be a little bit different, because I feel like I do have this creative and artistic side to me that I think can make me really dynamic in an engineering workplace. And 1, make it more fun, because I don't want to be in a dull, boring, drab office atmosphere, but also like the creativity. I love creation. I love collaboration. And I think that's where genius lives. And so to me, I think it's fascinating that you chose computer science. No one would have ever guessed that, because you've always been super creative and completely distracted.
Yeah.
I was going to go with distracted.
Oh.
I didn't want to insult stupid people.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that. I'm a little bit more stupid than stupid, I think, is where I think I'm more creative than smart.
Same.
Which is how I got here.
My point is to go into a profession to where, it could be seen as boring or whatever, and a lot of the stuff you have to go through to get your degree is mundane, and the theory and a lot of that can be. But to me, and I harken it back to one of the reasons we have the podcast, is I love to see people that have an alignment of purpose, that have this passion for learning about themselves, how to reach their potential, become the biggest value they can be, and then how do they make that an offer, right? And that's what I'm always attracted to when I meet people like that. Is 1, you're figuring out what it is that lights your hair on fire, like your reason for being alive almost is how kind of serious I make it for myself. And then what do you do with it once you have that, right? Mm-hmm. And to me, the people that really go out and try to share that and lift other people up and do the things that scare the shit out of them, like going to try stand-up comedy. I mean, yes, you're funny and you're working through material and all that, but you're giving a gift that's much needed, which is humor and joy, and also making fun of people that are dumber than you, right?
Yeah, I'll make fun of people that are smarter than me. I don't even care.
Well, you have a really big audience.
Yeah, it's mainly everyone that's not me. But yeah, no, that whole you hear opposites attract, and I think that was very much so for my interest. Coming from, I think, a more social, performative background in high school to going to such a technical field in college, it didn't benefit me well in college. But now that I'm at a consulting firm where you have to do both, I think that's where I stood out and beat some of those applicants. Is one, I am good technically, and I'm even better personally. And so I think that was such a unique contrast that people don't often think about. People don't often try. And so for me to be able to have the opportunity to go into that field with the personality that I have was such an amazing benefit. Well,
and look, and on top of that too, I mean, that is a magical combination, and there's a lot of great things that you can do with that combined skill set. I also think too, smart people or people that go get a degree like computer science or anything in the field of engineering or medicine or law, it can be intimidating walking in a room. And I think your ability to be kind and like make people comfortable and be polite, like that is another skill set I think is lost a lot, is just treating people well.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, here's this dude that's young and successful and he's smart. Oh, and he's funny and creative and he's not an asshole. Like, again, the more skills you stack up like that, it becomes a rarer and rarer combination. And so I am truly, not to make this sappy, but like truly am proud of who you are becoming or who you have become and who you're working to be. It's really cool to watch that you can be this positive impact for one, on all the people around you and work on these cool projects where it's high level. Not a lot of people will have your skill set as you continue to develop, you know, and we're really pumped to just see you go out there and continue to make us proud and see what the hell you're going to do with all this stuff, man.
Yeah.
And hopefully you don't forget about us little people.
I might. Like, who was my dad?
Yeah.
I don't remember him much.
Yeah.
I have this lightsaber spoon, though, so it's called a callback.
It's good.
Comedy. I don't even know what I was going to say. What were we just talking about? You said you're proud.
Nailing it.
Go on.
You're nailing it.
I was recording. Is that okay?
We're going to edit out the middle 57 minutes of this interview.
That's perfect. It should just be the first 3 seconds and the last 3 seconds.
We're going to start at the end and then go to the middle. And
Ooh. Was that obnoxious enough? I can't look at the camera, too. I get nervous.
Which one's camera
direct
one?
Eye contact. Well, it's pointed at you. What do you mean?
I said, which one's camera one?
Oh.
I can tell the one that's pointed at me. That's camera one.
There was something you just said that I was about to talk about, but I can't even remember.
Go on.
Yeah. I wish I could. It happens to the best of us.
And us. Apparently.
Yeah, and the worst of us. What did you just say? This is horrible content.
I'd love to help you, but it's way more fun to not.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's my interview style. I like to see my guests suffer.
The camera adds 15 pounds. How many cameras were on you?
Well, 3, so that's 45. I'm normally a lot skinnier in person, I assure you.
That was a deep reference, I think.
Yeah, a little Friends.
It's kind of mild, but you've had to really watch Friends. You'd have to find
a lot of people know that quote.
Yeah, that's fair. We can get more obscure. We can do like a Thundercats quote,
Oof.
which we were talking about earlier.
I do love that in one of your stand-up routines you referenced a Thundercat story about me and how you prevented me from dating other women, actually.
It was my goal in life. It was like Parent Trap, but I used Thundercats instead of like a sibling.
So why don't you go ahead and tell us that story?
I don't even remember the joke. I'm going to be honest with you. I know the story.
Well, I know the story.
I don't remember how I delivered it, but I honestly think it wasn't one of my best performing jokes because it was so long.
Well, it was just you were telling the story to me, and everybody else was like, "What is happening?"
It was
right now?
it was a room of silent people, and then one guy going before the punchline even hit. It
What a
was
jackass.
Yeah, it was just wasted in the back. I was like, "Oh, that's my dad." I could tell by all the
Dad?
grays, the reflecting off the light.
That's good. You can do better.
I can, but if the low hanging fruit's there, you got to eat
Can
it.
we talk about his first joke of a stand up that I went to see? He leads in with, "My father was a great man. He's here. I mean, he's still alive. He's
dead.
just not that great anymore."
Yeah, he's okay. Fizzled out.
Yeah. He let in with that.
Not like wine, like a fruit.
Oof.
You leave.
Hey, those days are behind me.
Are they?
I don't know. Maybe they're in front of me. Yeah. So the Thundercats.
Yeah, the Thundercats.
So as a child, one of my favorite shows was Thundercats. This is a really riveting story. This is what you're paying for, folks.
They're paying.
I loved Thundercats, and then they did like a what do you call that? A revamp?
Yeah, like a reboot.
Yeah.
They remade it.
And we got the DVDs, and we would watch that at the condo. And there was a swimming pool and a workout area right next to us, and so we wanted to go swimming, and so we're there. And for some reason, like it was me, him, and I don't know, 40 women from the ages of like 21 to 30, like all just hanging out. I'm like, well, this is ideal.
Yeah, and I was like 3.
Yep. Yeah.
Probably
3 to 5
2 or 3.
somewhere. No, you were
2 or 3.
3 to 5.
Well, because I met Janae when I was 4.
Okay.
Which
so
is my stepmom.
Let's go with 3. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway,
Probably.
You're swimming in the pool and you had little figurines and you're like, "Daddy, do the Thundercats thing." And I'm like, that's not the coolest thing we could be doing right now. I don't want to do that. And you're like, "Do it."
Yeah. I needed it.
You did. You did.
In my veins.
And we emptied the pool. They were all like, "Okay, this is weird."
Well, I was also peeing when you did it, so that might have.
Yeah, and you were outside of the pool. You were peeing
Yeah.
in the pool from the outside.
It was like Eddie from Christmas Vacation.
Exactly.
Was waving, peeing in the pool. Hi, guys.
Which is a violent shift from when you were 2 years old. I used to bring you to the zoo a lot.
Yeah.
And there was these ladies playing with their daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Or a young female child. I guess it wasn't their daughter. I don't know how it all works. But they were doing that, and I was just like, And you looked at me. I was like, "You know what that is?" I was like, and you're like, "What's that?" I'm like, "This couple of hot chicks. You should go say hey." And before I could even finish the sentence, you were in a dead sprint out to them. And I'll never forget it the rest of my life. You pulled on this girl's shirt and said, "Hey, hot chicks, this is my friend Daddy. Do you want to play with us?"
Ladies' man from day one.
I'm like, I didn't tell them to say that. They're like, "Yeah, right."
Yeah. No, I was creative.
You were. And then they slapped you.
No, I think it was you. They wouldn't slap a 2-year-old.
Wait, that was it.
Yeah.
Why would you use him like this? I'm like, why do you think I had him? That's the whole point.
He didn't even have a mom. He was just spawned in. I don't know where he found him. It was like a cat on the street. We just picked him up.
I'm a real boy.
Cleaned him up, and then he was good to go.
That's not how that works.
Well, that's how I got my cat.
Oh, your cat. I don't know what we're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
So what area of Chicago are you going to be living in?
The South.
No,
No.
that's not it.
Wicker Park, which I've heard is very nice. I haven't. Well, we went there a little bit, but I haven't been there for much time in Chicago. Most of our time is spent on the north side, as of right now. But
So out of all the foods you've tasted in Chicago, what's your favorite?
dude, Lou's Pizza was pretty good.
Lou Malnati's?
Yeah, Lou Malnati's pizza, that deep dish. You can get that personal, and it's the perfect amount of food. Because I remember the first time we had deep dish, Giordano's, and we ate one.
And then
bite.
maybe a sponsor one day. We're not going to shit on Giordano's.
I'm not shitting on Giordano's. I'm just saying we had one slice each, and then we wouldn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was.
I just saying the portioning at Lou's was
that might have been our
perfect.
fault because we had 7 appetizers and 6 beers. But let's blame the pizza.
But I was in high school, and I should have been able to handle it. Okay, it was my thing. I was like a void for food.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Lou's Pizza. We're actually going there this weekend again.
Nice.
To bring it back. My mom was like, "We got to go back."
Excellent.
So,
Excellent. So outside of deep dish pizza, what's next?
Dude, the Chicago dog. It's just
Chicago
it's
dog.
so good.
Okay.
It's so good. I mean, I had the Italian beef, and then I incorrectly compared it to the Philly cheesesteak at work, and they crucified me.
Oh yeah, you don't want to do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, they got very mad.
Yeah.
And so I'm still got to learn the ropes of what I can and can't do in Chicago. And number one I've learned is do not compare Italian beef to Philly cheesesteak. Done. Won't do that.
And they're also psychos about their hot dogs. Like, not just the Chicago dog.
Yeah.
But-
Which is great because I love hot dogs.
I know, but like if they catch you putting ketchup on it or things like that, you'll lose a friend.
That's fair, but if, I'm not eating a plain hot dog. So as long as it's got stuff on it, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It is weird. They don't like ketchup on it. I didn't know that.
Most places actually don't. Most. Yeah, I've always put all the things on hot dogs.
Yeah.
And apparently that's kind of weird.
If you're gonna offer it, I'm gonna put it on the hot dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Okay. Well, that answers that question. That was going to be the next one. Actually, we've got just a bevy of these hard-hitting
so you wrote these
questions.
down.
Yep, they're right here. My hand. So talented.
Yeah. This is what you get to see if you come see me do stand-up in Chicago. Is me drinking, forgetting what I was going to say, and then you're disappointed.
Lovely.
Yeah. That's what I offer. It's not my main job, so I'm not too worried about it. If it was my main job, we'd be in a bind.
So you sing,
Mm-hmm.
done some acting,
Mm-hmm.
stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
A degreed software engineer, computer science
Yes,
person.
you can say whatever you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is definitely
One of
gonna
the
be
interviews of all time.
it's going to be interesting. Stacked up to Coach Steve Meller with the British accent.
Yeah,
it's
it's
very
a
proper.
great follow-up.
If maybe we can just do some cuts where it just shows y'all overlapping. Just
Well,
the
I think what
level.
you should do is every time you're talking, it's you, and then when you cut to me, it's some text-to-speech voice over me, like, "Yes, Father, I do like to do that on the weekends."
And we'll do that weird Scottish accent you did. Earlier.
Yeah, we can clip that.
That was a callback. I think. I don't still know how it works.
It's okay. It works. It works.
Oh, Jesus. All right, so you're packed. You done packing?
No, we're like halfway packed. The walls are barren. My cat is sad because he will not be coming with. A lot of things are in boxes. We still have a few things to get.
So let's talk about the cat. Like, how do you have any feelings about that? Or you're just like, I moved on from you already? Or
You do start to get feelings, and then he bites the shit out of you, and then you kick him across the room, and you're like, I'm glad you're going to Dallas. No.
that was 100% real.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, there's parts of me that are sad, because, sometimes he's a sweet, young, modern gentleman, but other times he is just the spawn from hell.
Yeah, I know. The last time I
Yeah.
saw him, he literally tried to murder me. He was like he was like the cat from Pet Cemetery, from Stephen King's Pet Cemetery.
I think that's
that
the
steals
same
your
one.
soul through your
I think that's
nose.
the same one.
Yeah, that's Michael,
Yeah, no,
the
I
archangel.
was cooking in the kitchen. The cat's name is Michael. I was cooking in the kitchen one time, and he got up on the counter where I had, I think, a glass of beer, like one of those, a standard glass of beer.
I appreciate you adding the color to that so we could all really get the visual.
I didn't say any color. It was kind of tan.
The glass?
No, the beer.
Oh. What color is the glass?
Also tan because of the beer inside it. So Michael,
That wouldn't change the color of the glass.
visually, like if you're looking through it, because it's clear, like chameleon. Anyway, I was making dinner and I had the beer glass of beer on the counter, and Michael got up, stared at me, and I said no, and he goes boop 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 boop, and knocks it off. It shatters on the floor, and I'm pretty sure I threw him through the window. It was so annoying. It was my last beer too. I remember that's why I was so upset. I was like, "You're licking that off the floor. You're gonna be hammered." It was so obnoxious.
Cats are terrible.
Yeah, but Michael's kind of like a dog. If a dog was an asshole,
Yeah, which most dogs aren't. That's the beauty
Yeah.
of dogs.
he's just strange. And maybe they take after their owners, and I would also do that to a friend. So
It's true. Just agitate your friends. Yeah.
I would knock their beer glass off
And
the
bite
table.
the hand that feeds.
Well, I feed myself.
Well, you
sometimes.
do now. Well. Jesus. So, like, what's a really like ideal dream project? So you've gone to school, you've done all these cool things, or you're developing these new skills. Like, what's like a bucket list type project for you to work on?
That's a great question. I don't even know.
Thank you.
All my options yet. Yeah, you're welcome. You know what?
And with your spirit.
You're doing good at this hosting thing.
No, I'm just a disaster at this, actually. I'm just waiting for this alcohol to kick in.
Yeah, that's fair. No, but dream project, I think, it sounds cheesy, but the next one, right? The more you get out of each one, I feel like I can tackle more. So my first project that I get with a head is going to be massive, because I'm going to learn so much from it, and the next one's going to be bigger than that. It's just always my dream project is the next one I get.
Okay, so now let's pretend like you're not interviewing for a job at a head.
Yeah.
And maybe, like, it's 10, 15 years from now, you're in some kind of highfalutin position with the head, and they're like, Bryce, we've got these projects that came in. Which one do you want to pick? And they're like 2 or 3, all projects that just light your hair on fire. You're like, yeah, I want to lead a team to do that.
Yeah, the next one.
And the one after that.
Yeah. Because I genuinely don't know yet. So right now my goal is to get experience. But if let's say I had a ton of experience like in your proposition.
That'd be great if we stuck with the actual question.
I think I would say the next one. I don't know, something with a massive, well-known company that I'm not allowed to talk about, so that I can't tell you. And then I'm like, oh, I did all this cool stuff that no one's allowed to know about.
Yeah, but okay, so, but what would cool stuff be, right? So a lot of people out there that aren't familiar with software engineering or some of the cutting-edge stuff that is happening now that you're getting exposure to, what defines cool to you? What will you be able to do? Let's say it's a big tech company or a big media company or something.
Actually, what I would really like to do, and I don't think I'm at that point yet, and I'm also in the wrong field, is cybersecurity pen testing. It's really unique to me. That's y'all actually had a guy come do this the other week. It's basically like you get hired to kind of prod and poke around the company that hires you, their cybersecurity, and so you figure out where their vulnerabilities are and you can fix them before it's an issue. And so we do have a pen testing team at Ahead, and I think maybe if I delve a little bit more into cybersecurity, that could be the goal for me. But I've gotten super interested in that recently, just with these little capture the flags online. You go and you go to some sketchy IP address. It's fun. I probably leaked all my data. It's okay.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm doing this so others don't have to.
That's great.
Playing fun little games.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Okay.
So probably that. Probably a little cybersecurity action eventually.
Okay, that's surprising. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, because I'm more in the software development and the creation right now. So it'd be a pretty major pivot to go cybersecurity all of a sudden. But I think I'm also going to build that skill and have a very security-focused mindset whenever building apps. Like, once I learn a little bit on how to break into things, and be like, well, mine's not going to be that weak.
Well, yeah, and also getting exposure to everything. Like, if you're going to build an app, yeah, the creative side is great and all, but actually understanding how it can be hacked, how it can get utilized as well, the more well-rounded you can be, right?
The problem is, if you're talking about computer science kids, cybersecurity is like the nerdiest of the nerdy, because you have to know some shit to be in cybersecurity. And I've met some great guys up in Chicago that are in cybersecurity, very personable. But God, the vast amount of knowledge you have to be in that is crazy. I'm surprised it's only a 4-year course at LSU. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So to get a little personal, to bring this thing down a notch.
Yeah, we need to kill the energy.
Just bring it lower. So one of the things, so I coached you from T-ball through the years, playing baseball. And what was funny is your complete and utter lack of interest when you were younger in pretty much anything. But what was fascinating is you possess the physical ability. You just didn't really possess the give a shit factor until you got really angry. And so there was one instance where you and I just argued in the middle of a game, and I made you stay in the game. You literally walked up to the bat crying, and then you like laced a ball into right center, and you got to third base and almost punched me in the face.
Yeah. Well, so you were the third base coach, and right center is obviously to the left as third base is. So I was trying to hit you with the ball, and you forgot to mention that you just like full on shoved me in the chest before that at bat, which is why I was angry. But yeah,
that's just good parenting.
It is. It takes a lot of I don't have an in between. I think it's 0 to 100 with me, and so when I get fired up, I'm motivated a ton, and I think I've kind of been able to capture that now, with my motivation and everything at an older age. I'm more able to moderate that without getting furious.
Well, look, I think it comes back to one of the themes of this podcast is finding some type of alignment or purpose that drives you, right? I think part of the issue when you were younger is you just struggled to find things that you actually were super interested in, that you cared about, other than like video games, but you'd lose your mind on the video games too.
Yeah.
And to where it
Still
was when,
do.
yeah, no, I know it's bad. But as you've matured and as you've been exposed to other things, it's been so unique for me to watch you just like go all in on something that, I mean, no one else in your world coming up really was like, hey, you should go into computer science. You should go into software engineering. It was your own path, something that you really just connected to passionately, and you didn't need to get angry to get good at it. Like, it was really something that you just kind of started to align with in terms of, hey, this really fits me, and I can do some really cool shit with this and make it my own, So to me, I learned a lot, just human psychology, watching you go through that. Of course, as your dad, I'm in the middle of it every day watching when you were younger, just like, oh my gosh, like, how can I get you motivated? You don't want to go outside and work and do those things. But with this, as soon as the light bulb went off for you, you're like, I know what I got to do. I know the things I need to do to be successful. I just didn't do them before because I didn't care about those things, but this I care about, And so it's interesting to me when you see someone that's highly motivated, that's connected, to go basically call their shot and go get it, right?
Well, and I think that's because I'm not motivated in typical ways. Like, monetarily, typically, I'm not motivated. It just, I like making money, but that's not why I work, right? So retiring for me will be hard for that aspect. But the reason I work is, one, I think because people thought I couldn't do it originally. And so just the more I can prove other people wrong about how I was at a younger age is something big for me. And then another thing is, it's that obsession for knowledge about this one specific topic. Like, that's what I'll watch YouTube videos on. Like, if I'm playing a game, I'm watching something on vulnerabilities with Apple's face scan thing, which isn't out yet. There is vulnerability, Apple. Y'all need to fix it. But
that one was free.
That one was free. No, I texted my uncle. I told him about it. They know. But like things like that, to where I'm always learning, and I think that's the path I've chosen, is just constant knowledge, because in this field you have to be informed, and you have to be up to date, and so I'm okay with that because I'll never be stagnant. And if I am, then I just am not a good software engineer.
Yeah, curiosity, I think, is one of the most important traits of any successful person, especially people that have quote unquote made it and they're still super driven to do more, even if it's not in their own industry, but they're branching out into other ones. Like, you look at the Shark Tank guys, probably not the greatest analogy because maybe they're driven by money, but a lot of those folks are fascinated by different industries and they're curious about how they could work, right? So to me, curiosity is one of the most important traits to any successful person. So to me, that's what's been so fun to watch, is you become uber curious about this. You found something that interests you, that lights your hair on fire. And to me, like, that's the spice of life right there. And not to make it all thematic about this podcast, but that's really the point of this, is to connect to that kind of special thing that is unique to you, that actually altered you. Like your DNA was like, wait a minute, I'm going to reprogram to this. Like I want to get jacked up and do this in my spare time. You know, you're playing a video game, but you're still researching something in your field. That's not common. I mean, the average person never actually finds that thing that gets them that motivated and that connected, that interested, right? And so for you to really find what drives your curiosity is a really special gift. Something to just keep leaning into it, man. Just keep exploring it, you know, and the day you're not curious about it is the day you probably need to find something else to do.
You got to keep it away from the cat, though. Very dangerous for cats, curiosity.
Yeah. It's what got the cat.
It's what killed the cat. So, you know, very dangerous for cats. Lethal almost. Lethal, exactly.
Well, they have like 8 more.
Yeah. So they can only be curious 8 times.
Yes. After that, no
After that, they got to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No thinking. We already know the answer. We don't need to even ponder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Street is not for cats. That's what they learn on Life 1. Because the cars. Yeah.
And the cyclist.
It's going to be I have to deal with that in Chicago now. They have cycling lanes. That was a new concept.
Yeah. And I was just watching Papa Sonny as you were explaining you were going to ride a bike, and then he just thought of all the ways you were going to get hit by a car.
I was like, yeah, they have a lane for it. I don't need a...
So
it's okay.
I turned 47 years old yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the happy birthday wishes, by the way.
I was there.
Yeah. No, I felt it psychopathically.
I told you happy birthday when I walked in.
Oh.
I gave you a gift.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, as a 47-year-old man with my father, we're driving a side-by-side through the woods yesterday with my wife and girls in the back. And he could not go 15 seconds without some type of critique for how I was driving. Son, awesome. I mean, are we in a hurry? I'm like, it won't go any faster. What do you mean? We're going so slow. He's like, well, it's a little sloppy. You should take these turns. And I'm looking at him like, I don't know how I've survived and raised a family without you there telling me what to do every second. Dad, if you're watching this, I only meant some of that. But it is, I just want you to know, it never goes away. Your dad's always be your dad. Your mom's always going to be your mom. We can't get rid of it.
No, I hope that stays constant. It would be weird if y'all switched.
Well, like, it is new times.
Yeah.
You know, well, and she does have some features that, you know, very
like
unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
But no, like if it was just 2 different people. Like I came home like, hey Dad, how you doing? And it's like,
and they just never even checked up.
Ryan
like,
Reynolds.
Why are you weird?
That'd be okay.
I do appreciate that Ryan Reynolds would play me in this little scenario of yours.
No, he would replace. And then you'd be Ryan Reynolds.
Hey, what's his wife's name?
I don't know. I was going to say, I don't know. I have a job.
They do too.
Yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work.
Yeah. That'd be fun. I'd own a soccer team.
You would. With the guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
That guy. There's a chance no one ever sees this anyway.
That's great. That's great. Can we redact everything that was said here?
Redact.
I just want, every time I talk, just to beep.
Just blur your face out. Maybe we'll just blur your shirt out to make it look like a rap video.
Yeah. Make it look like I had something super scandalous on.
Because it does look like we're getting paid by Corona and Eagles Rare. We got props.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
We're not actually. We're just big fans of Snoop Dogg.
I don't think I've seen you drink a Corona.
I've drank 1 or 2 before, but it also has these little seltzers in there, apparently. I don't even know what that is. So, I guess one of the final questions. So, you get to Chicago and realize you're going to be working on the 30th floor of a very tall building in Chicago, and you are not a fan of heights or tall things in general. We get to Chicago, and me, you, and your mother are standing at the base of this building. Walk me through your thought of, okay, so I'm starting a new job. It's going to be snowing. It's going to be under 30 degrees. And I'm about to go in and basically confront my biggest fear before I even start my job.
Yeah, no, it was upsetting that there was no washer and dryer in the hotel because my shorts were dirty. And it's terrifying because the first day it snowed. And so when it's snowing, you can't see the ground. And you're just in the aether. watching, like just looking out. You could see just other buildings peeking through the absence of ground, and you're like, oh my Jesus, what is happening right now? It's like you're in the Twilight Zone. And they were all making fun of me because they all have been in Chicago for a while, and they're like, people are actually afraid of heights. And I go, yes, it's horrifying. Why are you at the window? Back away.
And then there was a snowstorm.
There was a snowstorm while I was there. The first day of work, it was horrifying. And then I was telling people, I was like, I'm terrified of heights. And they're like, oh, that's so crazy. You should come see the window.
Those added sound effects.
Yeah, I'm sure that ruined the clip for it, but no, it was terrifying. And
the building's like all glass. You can see
the whole, and they have the whole 30th floor. And so no matter where you go, you see windows. And they told me it's open seating, so I'm just going to pick a seat in the aisle away from the windows.
But has it gotten, as a person that's lifelong afraid of heights, I've conquered them in many ways, yet continue to be terrified by them. Did it get easier by the end of the first week? Do you think it will continue to get to a point where you might actually become comfortable?
Absolutely, for the office. By Thursday, so we stayed up there a week. I flew home Thursday night. By Thursday, I was okay. Like I was fine. I mean, your ears pop in the elevator, which sucks. But that last day I was there, I was okay. Like there was food by the window. I went and got the food, and someone was like, wow, you're okay with heights? And I said, no, I was just really hungry.
It's all about motivation.
Yeah. Because if you put cheese in front of me, I will chase the cheese. So it got a lot better towards the end. And I think over, years of doing it, I'm going to be better with heights. I was already better with the buildings because that was another thing. I didn't like walking between large buildings. It messed with my head a little bit. And so that week, walking to work every day, it kind of settled in a little bit better. I wasn't as, out there with it, which was super irrational. I mean, fear of heights in an enclosed building is irrational, but
phobias aren't necessarily rational either.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Well, look, dude, I got to be honest with you. Proud of you for all of the hard work. Get yourself in a position to go chase your dreams. And just super impressive for you to overcome all the fears of 1, moving away, 2, starting a new career, 3, calling your shot, moving to Chicago, and 4, every day confronting those fears. 1, of starting a career, 2, of like walking into one of the damn tallest buildings in Chicago. I mean, there's a good chance I'll never see your office because I don't want to go to the 30th floor.
Yeah.
Right.
And they might just arrest you.
That's mean. Just because I won't go to the 30th floor.
They're kind of a big deal.
Yeah, but no, man, that's super cool. Not everybody gets those types of opportunities. You put yourself in a quite an interesting position and confront those fears, man. That's what life's all about.
I'm excited.
And we're excited to see what you do with it.